Good morning, housewives of America. Does your husband come home exhausted after a day in the office, sit in his easy chair and watch the evening news while you toil away in the kitchen alone? Do you wish he would spend more time cooking dinner with you? Would you like to make him an integral part of the cooking process? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then this is the cookbook for you. I'm Gloria Inslay, and thank you for joining me to talk about Cooking with Your Husband, my new cookbook that gives you a look at how you too can make delicious meals with your husband in no time. Today I'll discuss what you need to follow any of the recipes in the cookbook, which you can order through your local bookseller for just $9.99. Now, let's prepare for cooking with your husband. First and foremost, if this is your first time making one of these recipes, you'll want to invest in a chest freezer. If you already have one, I encourage you to get a second dedicated to cooking with your husband. This way, you have enough storage space to keep your most important ingredient fresh, because each recipe in this cookbook only gives you a little taste of what it's like to cook with your husband. And we all know it takes time in order to enjoy all your husband has to offer. Now, the next thing you'll want to do is to make sure to remove your wedding ring and put it somewhere safe. We don't want that to get damaged during the preparation process. It's a valuable symbol of your devotion to cooking with your husband and a keepsake of the time you spend together making these recipes. See? Safe and sound. Next, if you don't have one already, treat yourself to a nice apron. I recommend an apron you can bleach, but a dark-colored apron will also help to hide any and all staining. Cooking with your husband is meant to be relaxing, even though it can be a little messy. You should do anything you can to minimize the amount of extra cleaning you have to do after preparing dinner. While you may be willing to do all the duties of a housewife now, you won't always have to be beholden to those expectations later. Finally, your most important tool when preparing to cook with your husband: a knife. You'll want to get yourself a nice meat cleaver. If you don't have one, any large knife that you might normally use to break down a chicken, like this one, should work perfectly fine. As you break down your husband's preconceived notions about your cooking endeavors, don't forget to sharpen the knife before you get started to ensure a clean cut. Remember, just because you want to spend time cooking with your husband doesn't mean you want to cede control of your own kitchen. Once you have everything, let your husband know that you want to cook with him tonight. I recommend starting with a shepherd's pie on page 10. It's the perfect way to shepherd in this new phase in your marriage. Oh, honey, I'd love your help preparing dinner tonight. Could you go get me some things from the pantry? I'll be right down to help you find the right things. Well, ladies, looks like it's time for me to get cooking. So until next time, you know what to do to enjoy cooking with your man in the kitchen tonight. I'm coming, honey. It's shepherd's pie tonight, with a super special ingredient.